Instead of fighting, I'm much better at running away. How about you give it a go? Only smart people can do it. You're missing out.
Did I pull an attacker, guys? I'm Spider2B, and today I'll be talking about our favorite faint-hearted fish, Lamia, the newest S-rank Dark Element attacker. Yes, she's Dark Element, don't ask me why, to this day I still don't know. All I know is that Kuro somehow made me attracted to a fish, and she's debuting in the upcoming Cradle Parade update. And if you enjoyed this video, drop a like, share, subscribe, and catch me live on my Twitch. And in this video, I'll quickly run through Lamia's playstyle, ascensions, weapons, builds, her cub, team setups, and finish with my pull and build recommendations. And timestamps are included as usual. So basically, to sum up Lamia, she has two forms, her land and her water form, indicated if you can see her feet or not. I mean, what? She can swap between the two forms with her ultimate, dealing massive dark damage and activating time stop, so just like Bolter or Crimson Weave. And the goal of her core gameplay is also the same, so basically get to her first ultimate ASAP to enter her water form so she can do real damage with her second nuke ultimate. And quickly running through the important parts of her core passive, Lamia can chain multiple 3-orb pings together, which is key for fast rotations, and she has a wave orb on the first orb slot, similar to Changyu or Noctis. And basically after each 3-orb ping, Lamia can trigger the wave orb to do a unique attack, and depending on how many 3-orb pings she used, you can get a stronger level wave orb. But most of the time, you want to use the second level wave orb since it's the fastest to cast into her first ultimate. Now in terms of her core gameplay, depending on the situation, you may use a different combination of attacks. For example, if you just want to spam multiple ultimates as quickly as possible to abuse time stop, start by swapping in, using a 3-orb ping, dodge cancel the animation, then use a level 2 wave orb, enter her water form with her ultimate. Then you can use the matrix ping, followed by a 3-orb ping, and then a level 2 wave orb, and then ult for the tidal nuke. Next, you can use two 3-orb pings, and then a level 2 wave orb, then you can use your ult to enter water form again, and then here you can use two 3-orb pings, or a 3-orb ping and spam basic attacks to build her ult energy. And then you can ult again. Then you just repeat the rotation again, combining the two 3-orb pings or a 3-orb ping and basic attack spam with a level 2 wave orb to keep chaining her ultimates. This specific rotation wastes the stacks that she gets from using 3-orb pings or wave orbs, which is indicated by the number above the gauge, but for scenarios like weaker pancake bosses or warzone waves, this ult time stop spam is ideal. But for tankier enemies, you can hold basic attack in water form to consume the stacks, dealing high dark damage, but the animation lock is quite long, so its use case, as always, depends. Lamia's introduction into the dark team is almost similar to Alpha Crimson Weave's debut. Lamia has the ability to solo on field as long as you weave in some basic attacks in her water form, manage orbs properly, and proc matrix from dodging attacks. And with deadline timing resonance, you can more easily get 3+ Lamia ult rotations without relying on basic attacking or matrix as much. That being said, if you have a triple S Selena Capriccio and a double S3 Carolina Shire with their signature weapons, you can choose to not have Lamia carry the team as hard in longer game modes like Warzone or Norman, since you can just swap between each of the units in the team rotation, performing their core gameplay and then swapping out. And also for the QTEs, you ideally want to use them right when Lamia is closest to the screen before her second burst ultimate, but it will depend on the QTE cooldown. As for rank upgrades, at S5 when pinging the level 2 wave orb in land form or holding basic attack and water form, trigger all available QTEs. At double S, it increases the damage of her water form and the damage of her wave orbs, but more importantly, when swapping in, it automatically gives her a level 1 wave orb. Double S is the minimum stopping point for proper core gameplay and rotation. Highly recommended to get her here with pancake skulls, and for the most part, double S is all you'll really need. Double S3 gives her more energy when pinging the first wave orb and adding some damage to her orbs. Overall, a very minor quality of life upgrade, mainly for solo Lamia, and definitely not needed for her to function. And her triple S gives more energy pinging the level 1 wave orb, increases her max stack amount from 350 to 600, it doubles the rate that she gets stacks, and it greatly increases the damage of her first ultimate. So for the whales out there, this is the most valuable stopping point. Anything after that is for the most dedicated aficionados. Okay, builds. In the super early game, the classic 4-piece Ike and 2-piece Ife works here, and for her regular 6-star memory set, you always run her custom 4-piece set Durketo for her kit-specific multipliers. And 99% of the time, 2-piece Cody works for fast and powerful ultimates in all game modes. The other option is to run 2-piece Frederick or Bathlon, but for most people, it's not worth the resources unless you're super min-maxing pain gauge. And you want to resonate plus 15 attack on the top slot and ultimate on the bottom slot. And Hypertune slots 4, 5, and 6 first, and then slots 1, 2, and 3 for the Infinite Toss Awaken or Super Hypertune. As for weapons, the 5-star weapon is fine if you can't afford the 6-star signature weapon, since Lamia's core gameplay is technically not locked behind it, but the 6-star signature weapon gives her the free matrix from triggering the level 2 wave orb or by dodging the level 1 wave orb, which helps tremendously in orb uptime and extended rotations, especially for solo Lamia. And with the increased stat gain vastly increasing her burst damage ceiling, and with her being the powerhouse of the dark team, her signature weapon should be picked up eventually at the permanent 80% rate up. And if you have her 6-star weapon, harmonized 2-piece Kadi on her to further boost her ultimate damage. And as for her 6-star weapon resonance, she doesn't need any to function, but deadline timing does help her give more orbs to work with for triple ult rotations and more consistent orb uptime for longer fights without having to use basic attacks. Otherwise, prioritize Glorious Afterglow for the increased burst damage for shorter fights like Pain Cage, and then Incandescence. In terms of teams, Lamia basically directly replaces Luna in all the dark teams. Thank you for your service, Luna, we'll see you later. And in all teams, you'll want Lamia on the yellow slot as the leader, with Karenina Shire or the QTE holder as the starter. Now the exact builds will depend on your account and if you harmonize Selena or Karenina and what game mode you're going into. But I'll show a few on screen, so feel free to pause the video for specific memory builds. Of course, if you're missing Selena Capriccio or Karenina Shire, or you have them at a low rank, you can replace them with their budget alternatives, such as Vera Rosen or another amplifier as the support, and number 21 or Kamui Tenebron as the tank respectively. And like Luna, Lamia can serve as a solo on-field hypercarry for the team. Lamia's pet, the dolphin, is quite powerful and cute. It gives Lamia some nice grouping by pulling enemies towards her with the active skill, and the exclusive skill buffs her second ultimate damage by a good amount while also grouping enemies when she does her hold basic. Overall, it's a recommended and strong pull for BP and monthly players if you can afford it, since Lamia is on field for so long, having the constant grouping helps quite a bit. And to no one's surprise, in terms of my pull and build recommendations, Lamia is 100% worth pulling and building. Luna's lineage has been passed down to Lamia with double time stop, an abundance of orbs, massive burst damage, and a lot of interrupt resist. Lamia destroys Luna Laurel in every way and skyrockets the meta dark team to be on par or even surpass our current elemental teams. Lamia is so powerful that she can function as a hypercarry for budget-free A-rank teams and still effectively clear high-tier Warzone and Ultimate Pain Cage. That is, if Lamia wants to find the first place. Maybe we beat her up too much in Norman and Pain Cage, so now she's just running away. But anyways, grabbing her double S and her weapon is enough to handle any dark element content in the game, and then you want to prioritize her signature weapon, followed by her pet. And if there's any reason to pull Lamia, it's to get the best login greeting in the game. All I'm saying is that depression's been mad quiet ever since I put Lamia on the home screen. But yeah, that's it for Lamia. Hope this video helps, and if there's any additional updates or corrections, I'll leave in the pinned comment down below. If you found this video helpful, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you have any further questions, drop in the comments, ask our community Discord, or drop by my Twitch streams to get them answered live. And you can also catch any other updates on my Twitter. And as always, a special thank you to my amazing YouTube members, Twitch subs, and donators. And I do want to give an update, so for those who have tuned into my streams, you already know this, but I won't be covering the next Black Rock Shooter collab, which kinda sucks since I haven't missed a single character guide outside of Crimson Abyss since the game debuted 3 years ago back in 2021, but I've been fighting severe burnout on YouTube for months now, trying to balance full-time work, life, and since I'll be heading to New York for Anime NYC, I reckon I need the mental break from working on guide videos. And plus my friends would probably kill me for working on a guide in a vacation. But I'm taking a break from YouTube video content for maybe a few weeks or months, depending on how I'm feeling, but I still plan to stream new PGR and Wuthering Wave patches if I got the time. Regardless, I want to say thank you to everyone for the support, whether it's from day one or you just recently dropped by. The nice comments, messages on my videos, streams, and DMs are the reason I've been able to keep making videos despite my burnout or life schedule, so I'm grateful to have such a nice community. But I've yapped enough, so until next time, thank you for watching, good luck on your pulls, never spend out of your own means, remember it always depends, and peace late.